Hi everybody, my name is Deandra Smith and I'm the founder and CEO of Believers Education Collaborative LLC. I'm really excited that you stopped by my page and that you're looking to learn a little bit more about me and the services that I provide. I guess we should start here. Our mission is to educate, equip, and exhort believers to pursue student success for God's glory. And our vision is to be the premier student success authority for believers like you all around the world. Thank you again so much for stopping by. I can't wait to tell you more about how I got started and the vision that God has given me. Okay, so here's how we got started. So back in 2011, my little sister and my cousin were both graduating from high school. And I was actually in grad school at the time, studying higher education and on my way to becoming a really confident and proficient college counselor. So at the time, as you can imagine, I'm putting my skills into good practice by having conversations with them about where they wanted to go to school and what their next steps were. So, long story short, a couple of quick questions turned into a full-blown conversation that neither one of us had imagined would take place. At that time, I was just like, okay, this was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad that I was able to help you, and I hope that you'll be able to apply the things that I'm sharing with you once you get to college. A few years later, God had pricked my heart and gave me this idea to write this book called Saved in School. And fortunately for me, when I was in the process of talking with my cousin and little sister, I wrote down a lot of the nuggets that God had dropped in my spirit. And so when it was time to write the book, it was pretty easy to go back and refer to some of those things that he'd given me years earlier. And so after taking the time to write the book, Saved in School, and I'm going through and pulling all my notes together and figuring everything out, later that year, I said, okay, I don't know, finish, sort of this first draft of the book. What am I supposed to do from here? So years had gone by and I continued living life. I had a growing family and I was really starting to get into my career. And once again, God pricked my heart and reminded me of the vision that he'd given me, which was to help students in school, help them to not only succeed, but to keep God first as they were pursuing success. And so that's where, this tagline comes from, student success for God's glory, because I want believers all over the world, particularly middle school and high school youth, to know that it is possible for you to exceed in school and to do it for God's glory. I'm really passionate about helping believers to succeed in school because, one, a lot of these resources that God has given me the ability to create were non-existent before he gave me the idea. So I thank God for choosing me and giving me this unique opportunity to be able to speak into the body of Christ. And I feel very blessed to have created something that future youth in middle school and high school, as well as their parents and youth leaders, will be able to benefit from, something that they'll be able to take back to their churches and to apply. And so I want all believers to continue to succeed in school. I want them to set themselves up for success by first developing a strong relationship with Christ. And when I say strong, I mean you're relying on God, you're trusting in God, you believe that he's your provider, you trust him with everything that is you. And so when you have that unshakable relationship with God, there's nothing that you can encounter in school that is going to set you off on the path of no return, because we know that we can always come back to Christ. And so through the resources that I've created, I want to inspire you to be able to make those connections to where it's like I'm not thinking about God over here and then being the student over there. It's like, no, they're not necessarily one and the same, yet they are related. So being able to make those connections, to be able to apply some of the things that I'm learning in church, in school, is going to help me to not only be a better student, but to grow in my relationship with God. And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, doing things for His glory and being able to please Him. And the fact that you're a student means that you are pleasing Him from your role of being a student. And so you don't have to wait until you go to college or graduate from college and start your career and start your family to serve God and honor God. You can do that right where you are as a student. And so that's why I'm so passionate about providing believers with this opportunity, with these resources. I want to speak to as many people as I can about how to help them pursue student success for God's glory. I'm very passionate about it. This is my life's work. This is my calling. There's nothing else that I would rather do. And I want others to be able to get on board and to join this vision that God has given me. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to come to my page, for taking the time to listen to everything that I'm saying. I don't take it for granted, and I know that God has a blessing in store for you and your youth. God, again, has given me this great vision to help believers pursue student success for God's glory. And I know that when we partner together, there's nothing that we can't do with Christ. So I'm asking you to take a hard look at what is happening in your church. Think about some of the ways that you can be more intentional about supporting your youth. How are you connecting with parents? How are they supporting their children? And then from the perspective of the youth, what is it that they could be doing to help set themselves up for success in the future? And again, that starts with them being the student. It starts right now, but it also starts with you. And so it's really important to be able to put yourself in position to have the necessary tools and resources so that you can feel confident and competent in your ability to help your youth pursue student success for God's glory. So I just want to say thank you. I want to say I appreciate you. The investment that you make in your youth will not be in vain. And you're going to see those results. They're going to see those results. And God is going to be pleased in it all. So if you want to connect with me more personally, you can find me on social media. I'm on both Twitter and Instagram at _believersed. And you can find me on Facebook and YouTube at my full name, Believers Education Collaborative, LLC. Again, thank you so much for being a blessing to the body of Christ. Thank you for all the work that you do to support your youth, to support your families, to support your children. God has a special blessing in store for us as believers, and I want to help to take us to that next level so that we're pursuing student success for His glory. Be blessed, and I'll talk with you soon.